The third race, though, Beauty Joy coming back in trip. His last 8 have been in group company. Cordyceps 6 blinkers again, 1600 back to 1400 after 4th in the Classic Mile last time. Healthy, Happy, disappointing in Class 1 company last start. Blaze Warriors a 3-time course and distance winner. Turin Red Sun has the visor off and the shadow roll going on. And Beluga, horse number 7, is a 4-time winner course and distance. Just a small field here, Tom, which can make the speed a little tricky to read. Sometimes they go very slow up front, and Healthy Happy does like to lead.
Yeah, and he's likely to probably not get any competition here at all. Really Healthy Happy. Well, I guess it is dependent in some respects, Paul, on what sort of mood Beauty Joy is in, whether he wants to fight Zach Purton or not, who does have a very good record aboard him. If he is in that sort of mood, Zach just might have to let him roll and maybe go forward up outside to either Beluga or Healthy Happy. But overall, there doesn't look to be a lot of pace in the race.
Yeah, that's the key with with this map with Beauty Joy. I mean, look, ideally he should be just behind Turin Red Sun. If he does fire up, they can go forward, but I'm sure he'll want to get a little bit of cover out there. The Golden Scenery and Blaze Warrior, they go back, but I don't think there's going to be too many problems with a small field for them.
That is a look at the speed map. We've got an interview to kick us off. Nick was out at Sha Tin yesterday and spoke to the rider of Cordyceps 6. It is Alexi Bedell.
Alexi, Cordyceps 6 is one of your rides on the weekend. Race 3, the Class 1, looks a good race as well. Your horse comes back from the Classic Mile. First off, talk me through the Classic Mile, because he ran a really good race there up in Trip, didn't he?
Yes, he ran a great race. I was drawn wide. Makes it a lot harder for us, and I thought he ran a great race. Coming back to 1400, I think this time he's got the blinkers on, and that's going to help him, I assume. Maybe 1400 might be the best distance at the moment, just right in between, and I think he's in pretty good form.
Were you always quite confident going into the mile that he would acquit himself really well? I mean, there was such a big unknown with him.
Yeah, that's right. It's not easy, but he's a very easy horse. Like, he's very relaxed. He's never been very keen, so I wasn't really. I was concerned about the stamina, but not his manners, not his behaviour. So, but he stayed on well.
He's obviously done the majority of his racing with the blinkers. You made mention of those going back on. I guess coming back in Trip, if it's not broken, don't fix it, I suppose, and they go back on. Yeah,
I think he's going to run a good race. I think he's the weight that he carries is just reasonable, and he seemed to be in good form. So I'm confident he should run well.
He jumps from gate number 2. I know it isn't a big field, Alexi, just the 7 runners, but certainly in a ground-saving position from the start.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's got an explosive and short turn of foot, so you're just looking for some cover and find the way through or out, and just try to win the race.
You've ridden one of his rivals, Healthy Happy, on more than one occasion. We know that he can roll forward, so I guess the tempo of the race could certainly suit your fellow. Yeah,
it should be okay. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a normal standard tempo, nothing crazy. So, but anyway, he seemed to relax pretty well, and he's got that good turn of foot, so I can put him everywhere I want.
Just early on in his career, Alexi, he was sort of a little bit. Had the tendency to get a little bit fired up and things. Do you think he is relaxing now in every manner as he's got that bit older?
Yes, definitely. He gained maturity, and he settled very well. So I think with experience, he's still a young horse, right? And he's just getting more mature.
Alexi Bedell there, Tom. As Alexi and Nick said in the interview, he went a cracking race in the Classic Mile.
He did, but I just wondered, Paul, if that sort of form is going to stack up against the older horses here, that 4-year-old Classic Mile form, because not many changed their spots in the run there. And I wonder if he's come back not as sort of progressive as we thought he was first season.
Yeah, they put the blinkers back on him, so maybe that's going to fire him up a little bit. I know what you mean, because those 4, it was very pace orientated, that Classic Mile. I'll put him in on a very minor line, because I think 1400, coming back to the 1400 looks good.
All right, so that is a Cordyceps 6. What about this horse, Paul, Beauty Joy, who one of his biggest dangers every time he lines up is himself?
That's the problem, isn't he? Look, he's got to carry the big weight. That just worries me a little bit. It's going to be a lot easier. I mean, he raced against Golden 60 at L last time. This is easier. But as such, he's got to carry 135. He has carried 133 to victory, but 135 with some of these progressive horses, I still think he'll run a big race.
Yeah, and he has also carried 131 pounds to victory in the past as well. He's not an overly big horse as well. He sort of thins out a bit, so there might be maybe the concern there with the weight he has to carry.
Speaking of weight, these two, Tom, have none. The Golden Scenery and Beluga. Healthy Happy really disappointing leading up here. There was nothing in the report other than Zach suggested he laid in under pressure and found nothing.
And he quite often lays in this horse, does Healthy Happy, so he certainly did go down in the disappointing category. The form out of this race has worked out okay. Circuit Stellar the other day, the Irishman coming out and winning as well. But I think Golden Scenery's got a big chance in this race, Paul, with a lightweight, and he's always very consistent, two-time course and distance winner.
Yeah, he is. So, I mean, that's a good thing, isn't it? That's the query is that last race. It was just a bit disappointing, wasn't it?
Okay, so that's those ones. Now, we've got some trial form here, Paul, for Turin Red Sun. He runs 6th in this trial. We haven't seen him since the 20th of November, and he's coming back from the 1600 last time. Just his second try at 1400 this week.
I just wonder if this is a stepping stone for him. Look, for something else. I mean, he's kicking off his campaign with this race. So, look, I haven't put him in.
90 days first up off the Jockey Club mile. Trial was okay without getting carried away there. Shadow Rolls going on board. Thought last start in that race, the Jockey Club mile, even though it was a strong race, Golden 60, the winner, he had every chance.
Okay, so that is Turin Red Sun. More trial form here, Tom. This is Blaze Warrior, 3-time course and distance winner. There he is in those yellow sleeves and yellow cap turning for home. He comes to the outside.
And he's another one to come out of the Mr. Ascendancy form race, and there was nothing wrong with the trial. He looked to be held together quite nicely here. Only just battled away fairly, I thought, last time out, but comes up with a better draw, Paul.
He does. Look, he's a smaller field, which will help him. Just with the last two runs were a little bit below par. That was just a little query I had with him.
That was a 5th behind Lucky Swayness, and then that 7th behind Mr. Ascendancy, beaten 3.5 lengths. So there is a look at every runner in the race here, Tom. There's such a discrepancy in weights. Beauty Joy 135. You've got the Golden Scenery and Beluga, who races so well in Class 1.
Yeah, well, Beluga, he's got a great record in this grade. 3 placings from his 3 starts. Just got sort of headed the last little bit last time out in that race there behind Mr. Ascendancy. He did actually hit the front there. He's another one that had a quiet trial. And Matthew Poon has got on well with this horse last time out, Paul. Yeah,
he does. He's just slightly out of the handicap, isn't he, Beluga? But look, he's going well at the moment, and he does come in well at the weights.
All right, so we've analysed them all. We can't give you any more than that, Paul. Who do you like?
The Golden Scenery. I just think the Golden Scenery is going to hit the line really strongly, and with this lightweight, barrier number 1, he's going to get every opportunity. So he's a very consistent horse. Beauty Joy's got to carry the weight. Beluga in there for 3rd with the lightweight, and Cordyceps 6. We'll put him in on a very minor line. 6, 1, 7 and 2.
Yeah, I like number 6, the Golden Scenery here. Thought he probably might be one of the better bets on the program at Sha Tin on Sunday afternoon. Always consistent. Barrier number 1 should get a good run in the small field, and was only beaten a length last time out behind Mr. Ascendancy. Prior to that, placed 3rd at Group 3 level behind Lucky Swayness. We know how good that form has turned out to be. So the Golden Scenery over Beauty Joy, not an overly big horse, does have to carry the big weight here, and hopefully he's on one of his going days. Beauty Joy. Beluga's in number 7, and I thought Blaze Warrior coming back here to a suitable race, I think over the 1400 metres, dropping 10 pounds in weight out of a good form race, and a handy enough trial that should suit him. 6, 1, 7 and 4.